Hello everyone.
Welcome to Cookie School.
So today we are going to discuss about the chapter
Morphology of flowering plants.
So there are totally 9 topics in morphology in flowering plants. So how to remember these topics? So the trick will be given by Anirudh.
Rohit, root for Rohit, Sita, left Infosys company. On the way they buy flowers, fruit, seed and a SD card for their food. And the topics will be,
Can you repeat it?
yeah,
Rohit and Sita left Infosys company, and on the way they buy flowers, fruit, seed and SD card for their phone.
yeah. Can you please name the topics?
Yes. So Rohit is for root and Sita is for stem, left is for leaf, Infosys is inflorescence, and flowers, fruit, seeds. S is semi-technical description of a typical flowering plant, and D is description of some families. So here we are going to discuss about these 9 topics in this chapter. So firstly we will discuss about the first topic, which is root, and the 2 subtopics, regions of the root and modifications of root. So in regions of the root we are going to discuss about the various regions in the root, and in the modifications of root we are going to discuss how the roots are modified according to the climate and according to the habitat and everything. So first we will discuss about the root.
Okay.
So we are going to discuss about the first topic,
Okay.
which is the root. So root are different kinds, and there are different regions of root that we will discuss later.
Okay.
So there are 2 kinds of root generally. One kind is present in monocot and one kind of root is present in dicot.
Meaning monocot.
Monocot are organisms or plants which have 1 cotyledons, angiosperms which have 1 cotyledons, and dicot are plants which have 2 cotyledons. So here in dicot plants, so those plants which have dicot, 2 cotyledons.
Okay.
So here how the root is arranged is, so that we'll see first. So in dicot plants there will be a portion called radicle
Okay.
in seed. So when that seed is planted, so that radical portion develops into primary root in dicot plants.
Okay.
So it leads to that radical leads to the formation of primary root. And first primary root comes out, like first primary root comes.
It will be in white color.
Huh?
Okay, continue.
Primary root comes, and from primary root several lateral roots form. So lateral roots arise from the primary root side.
Flow chart. It's coming.
Yes.
Okay.
So this lateral roots are of secondary and tertiary roots. So secondary roots are directly attached to the primary root. So these are the secondary roots. And the tertiary roots are
Will be there.
will be coming from the secondary roots. These are tertiary roots, and it will go on. So
This is primary,
yes,
secondary, tertiary.
yes.
Okay.
So this kind of root system is known as tap root system. So this kind of root system is known as tap root system, which is generally found in dicot plants. So then, the primary root and branches, the whole system is known as taproot system. This is present in mustard plant. Mustard is a dicot plant, and this is example of this system. So example of this system is mustard plant. So there are a number of dicot plants. In that one such example is mustard plant. So now, so far we have seen about the dicot plants. So now we are going to see about monocot, how the root system is developed in monocot plants. So in monocot plants, There is in monocots also there are monocot means one cotyledon. So those plants which are having one cotyledon, primary root is developed. So this primary root is short-lived, and
Meaning
short-lived means it will
long
yes, it has only very short lifespan, and so far we have seen about the root system in dicot plants.
Okay.
So now we will see the root system in monocot plants. So in monocot plants, the primary root is developed, and this root is short-lived.
Smaller lifespan.
Yes, very smaller lifespan. And this primary root is replaced by large number of roots, a bunch of roots like this. So if this is a monocot plant and the primary root is developed, this is most short-lived, and this is replaced by a large number of roots forming at the same point, which is the base of the monocot plant.
So it's full of primary roots only.
Primary roots and some roots, lateral roots develop from the primary roots
Very
like this.
smaller
Yes.
Okay.
So this root system is known as fibrous root system. It is fibrous root system.
Example?
Example is wheat plant. So this wheat plant is a monocot plant, and it is an example of this root system.
Fibrous
Root system. And now we have seen about dicot and monocot, the root system in dicot and root system in monocot. So now we will see a different kind of root system which are present. For example, we'll see some plants. Grass, monstera, banyan tree.
We'll see some examples.
Cut பண்ணிடுறேன். So far we have seen about dicot and monocot roots.
Okay.
And now we will see some different kind of roots. So the examples of this root system is grass, monstera, and the banyan tree. So in these three are some examples. So in these three, roots develop other than radicle. So other than radicle, roots develop from different parts of the plant. So that development of roots is known as adventitious roots. Those roots are known as adventitious roots.
For example, you can take banyan tree.
Banyan tree.
From branches,
yes, the roots grow.
Why from branches the roots grow? To
Yeah.
take sunlight or
To just penetrate into ground and again give the support to the tree.
from the branch it will come
Yes.
to the ground? Okay.
So likewise, different roots other than the radicle, wherever the root grows, it is known as adventitious root. In banyan tree, the root grows in the branches, and in monstera and grass, the root grows in some other place. So these roots are known as adventitious root.
What about some trees will grow out of the
Yeah, that is also adventitious root.
Okay.
And so this is all about roots. So far we have discussed fibrate root system, tap root system, and adventitious roots.
Okay.
So what are the functions of root? Now we'll discuss about the functions of root. These root absorb water and minerals from the soil and give it to the plant, and it is responsible for anchorage of the plant. So it supports the plant, it supports the parts of the plant. So otherwise, if without the roots, just imagine a plant is kept on the soil, it will just fall, right?
Yeah.
So if the roots are there only, the plants will stand, right? So it is responsible for anchorage and storing reserve food. What are the excess food are there in the plants? The plants are photosynthesizing and making food, right? So that food moves to the root and it will be stored in the root for some time if the excess food is produced. And these roots are also responsible of synthesis of PGR. What is PGR? PGR are plant growth regulators.
Plant
Growth regulators.
Okay. Meaning?
So what?
Meaning?
Plant growth regulators are some hormones produced in the root in the plant. So these roots are also function of the synthesis or synthesis in plant growth regulators.
What is the use of that hormone?
So that hormone, there are various kinds of hormones like that. So each hormone contributes each function.
So
now
roots completed in that subtopic.
Yes. So the first subtopic is regions of the root. So that one we'll discuss now. So here the root is covered at the apex by a thimble-like structure called root cap.
Okay.
So it protects the this root cap protects the end of the root.
End of the root. This thing.
Yes.
Okay.
As it makes the way through the soil, the primary root can have so many damages at the end, at the apex. So therefore the root cap is
It penetrates the soil to grow. Okay.
so therefore the root caps protects it from damages. And a few millimeters above the root cap
Okay.
is the region where meristematic activity is done. Region of meristematic activity. So here, this is the region. So here,
So what is meristematic?
meristematic is division. Division of cells.
Okay.
So that process is known as meristematic. So various meristematic activities, division of cells are done in this region. And so the cells of this region are very small and very thin walled. The cells of this region are very small and thin walled and with dense protoplasm.
So, திருப்பி சொல்லு.
So the cells of this region.
இந்த செகண்ட் விடு. இங்க இருந்து வா. இதுக்கு முன்னாடில இருந்து வா.
So this is the region of meristematic activity. So here meristematic means division of cells. So that process is known as meristematic. And here the cells are very small.
Like human cells.
No, very small, very small, because constant division are happening, right? So always they divide and they will be small. So small covered with thin walled and dense protoplasm. There will be a lot of protoplasm here. Dense protoplasm. Protoplasm means the surrounding fluid. The cell fluid is known as protoplasm.
Okay.
So that will be in large amount. So they divide repeatedly.
Why does the fluid surround to protect it?
That fluid is generally in all the cells. So here it is more in number.
More number. Okay.
More in amount. So these cells repeat constantly and the cells proximal to this region, that is above this region, is region of meristematic activity. So this region that is above the region of meristematic activity is region of elongation. So here in this region is responsible for growth of the root in length. So it is elongating.
Only the primary root.
Yes, growth of the root in length. It is responsible for that.
Why should it grow only the primary root to that length?
Which length?
This.
Yes, here. So it is responsible for growth. Growth of the root in length.
Okay.
In length, roots generally grow in length only, right?
Yeah.
They don't grow like this. Like this also they'll grow. They'll enlarge and grow to a length also.
Okay.
So that is responsible.
So it should continue. It comes
Yes.
when penetrate only it's coming and here it will come again and another will go. Another elongation will happen down.
Can't understand what you are saying.
Now it is here.
Yes.
After it growing, that will come.
That
here,
region will come
primary
here.
will come.
Yes, here primary root will develop and the region of elongation directly shifts down to the root side. So this is the region of elongation and the cells of this region of elongation root gradually differentiate and the cells get mature. The cells get mature cells and so since this matures, the region proximal to the region of elongation is known as region of maturation. Okay, can you understand?
No, can you please repeat it?
Okay, so this region is responsible for the root growth in length as well as in enlargement.
Yeah, this is okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So these cells, after some time, so these cells they'll differentiate and they get matured. So they get matured and therefore they become region of maturation.
It comes to that.
Yes. So therefore the proximal layer of this root is known as region of maturation. So in this region of maturation, from this region, some of the epidermal cells of this root form fine very fine and delicate thread-like structures called root hair. So this is known as root hair from this region. Yes, the epidermal cells develop from here. And these root hairs absorb water and minerals from the soil. These root hairs only absorb water and minerals from the soil.
Okay. This helps to penetrate.
Yes.
Okay.
These only absorb. So now we have seen the regions of root. So now we will see what are the modifications of root. So previously we discussed about regions of root.
Yes.
Now we will discuss about modifications of root.
Okay.
How are roots modified? So in this, some roots modify to perform functions other than normal roots.
Okay.
So what are the functions of normal roots? They anchorage,
They take water.
they take water and minerals, and they store some reserve food which are coming from the leaves.
They penetrate the soil.
Yes, so these are the functions of normal roots. So some roots modify and perform functions other than what normal roots do.
Modifications.
Yes.
Okay.
So these are modified for support. Other modifications, they are support, storage of food, and respiration. Storage of food is generally all roots does that. Storage of mineral root, storage of
What
food.
do you mean by support? Because all roots do support the
Yes,
plant.
but these roots do support in a different manner other than other roots.
We'll discuss it.
Yes. So here storage of root and respiration, storage of food and respiration. So here food is stored in different structures, kind of structures, and respiration. So here we are going to see each one by one. So some roots store food, right? So we are seeing that examples. So taproot, we have discussed taproot that of dicot roots. So taproots of carrot and turnip.
We'll revise taproots on
Yes.
primary, secondary, and tertiary.
Yes.
Just 3 parts. Okay.
So taproots of carrot and turnip store food. So carrot we are eating and turnip also we are eating. So they store
Food
yes,
is that
food-
carrot.
yes.
Carrot is that food. Okay.
And adventitious roots of sweet potato. Sweet potato is an adventitious root. Adventitious root also we have discussed,
Yeah.
which grows other than the part of radical. So these roots of sweet potato, they also store food. So sweet potato is also generally used for food.
Sweet potato is a food of that plant. Store the food of that plant. That root.
Yes, it is a modified to store food. Sweet potato we are eating, right? Sweet
Yeah.
potato. So and then this is one kind of modification which is for food storage. And then now we are seeing that support, which support. So here to support, some roots are called prop roots. So these roots are hanging structures which support banyan tree. Banyan tree is an example. In banyan tree the roots are hanging, right? So those roots are called as prop roots. So it is for support.
Okay.
And then that is one example. And then the second kind is known as stilt roots. Here stilt roots. So first one is prop roots for support, and stilt root, this is also is for support.
Okay.
They are also are supporting. So these are supporting roots from lower nodes of stem. So these just grow in the lower nodes of stem and they just support the plant.
Lower the end of the stems.
End of the stem and they just support the plant. And the examples of this are stem of maize and sugarcane. You have seen sugarcane. Sugarcane also under the node. We have eat sugarcane, right?
Yeah.
So
The
some
root
roots are there. Yes. So those roots are called as stilt roots. So we have discussed about food storage, and for support this also we have discussed. Storage of food we have discussed, and for support we have discussed, and for respiration. So here some roots come out of the ground and they grow upwards.
Yeah. The
And
tree.
yes,
It's near.
rhizophora. So they grow vertically upwards. So example of that is rhizophora. It is
Goes below and
comes
up on the side
upwards.
like a needle that is coming
Yes. So these roots are called as pneumatophores.
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 Okay.
And these, why they come out? Because to get oxygen for respiration. So this is the modifications of fruit. So we have seen about support, storage of food and respiration.
Why do they need oxygen? By root they have leaves. No, from leaves they can take oxygen. No.
If leaves are not there, to respire.
Okay, in some species.
In some kinds,
leaves
yes.
important. Okay.
And now, so next we will discuss about stem.
The next topic.
Yes, next topic.
Okay, it has only one subtopic.